Hi, everybody. So, wait, I need a clicker. 1 second. Yeah, thanks. So in the long history of humankind, those who learn to collaborate and improvise most effectively have prevailed. That's said by Charles Darwin. So basically, he's saying that you will be successful and survive in life if you are social, if you work together. And basically, that's what I decided to do 10 years ago. My name is Bjorn Troch, and I've been going around the world socially by being social as the social traveler. How it works is that people were telling me where to go, what to do, how to get there through social media. So I never used any guidebooks, I never used any search engines. So everything that happened on my travels was basically influenced by people that I met where I was or via social media. Not only that, I let the community give me challenges just to make it a little bit more interesting. And my first one was actually the Camino de Santiago, that's in Spain. It's a 900-kilometer hike. That was my first challenge, and also the person, Theo, who gave me the challenge, he decided to join me and take the walk with me. That was a good start, because along the way I actually met people from around the world that started then connecting with me on my page, The Social Traveler. At that time it was still a fan page on Facebook, and that's kind of like how it gradually started. I made my way after that socially around Europe, crashing at people's couches, going out with random people I met along the way, or via social media. I ended up in India, and in India I had to find a Royal Enfield, which is a colonial motorbike, and drive through India from Goa all the way to Kerala in the south. And again there, I barely have any motorbike experience. I have no experience with driving on the left side of the road, and most definitely not with all the people or animals crossing the roads in India. Luckily, I had a friend that I met in a hostel, Guillaume, and he decided to join me on this adventure. A little bit later, I end up in New Zealand. There I got a challenge to hitchhike around the island. Also there I learned that people are very willing to help a stranded person by the road. And probably the craziest thing I did was actually to my tandem challenge, where I had to cycle a tandem bike from Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia all the way to Hong Kong. That's about 5,000 kilometers, and all of Southeast Asia in between. And I had to find people to join me on the bicycle on my journey. How many people do you think joined? Any numbers? No? 5,000? Yeah. No, there were 25 different people that I met on the way, or that saw all the messages on social media, that decided to join me for 1 day or longer. Sometimes, I think the longest was 3 weeks on this tandem bike. Actually, they helped me to be successful. Now, what I learned from all of this is that you actually have to start doing something. You have to put yourself out there. You reach out to people around you, but also on social media, and I learned that people love to be part of something, and that they also are very supportive. So collaboration definitely works there, and you have to trust in your network. It's kind of a little bit like magic, because I always thought like, okay, who's gonna be in this place knowing this person helping me out with this very specific challenge? But there was always somebody who knew somebody who tagged them then in social media, and that managed to help me. So with these learnings, that was in end of 2012, beginning of 2013. So on this bicycle ride through Asia, one of my co-tandem cyclists, they challenged me to find an old VW van in Canada, cross Canada with that van, and along the way I had to learn to play the guitar. That was my challenge. So I don't play guitar. I don't have a van like that. Yeah, so I had to look for help and support once again. So I went to talk to the people from the Canadian Tourism Board, and they very much liked the idea. They already saw in the past that I did a lot of challenging things and that I succeeded in it. And so they decided to support me. So the National Tourism Board of Canada, then 9 different provinces that I passed along the way, and also the cities that I passed along the way. So for them it was actually a good opportunity to bring the whole country together to help one guy get from one part of the country to the other part of the country in this van learning guitar. So I ended up actually landing on the west side of Canada without a van. I first then, of course, asked the question, is there anybody who can help me? And yeah, I got a link to Kijiji, which is like similar like eBay in Canada. And they found a van, like actually that van, the yellow van, it's called Rose, but she was in Montreal. So I had to get on the train, 3 days on the train, all the way to Montreal. I told the guy, do not sell this van, it's perfect, it's awesome. So went to Montreal, arrived there, reached out again, I'm in Montreal, hey, who can help me? Also there, Sebastien, who I met in Thailand, saw that I was in town, so he hosted me at his house, and then even said, okay, help me with all the paperwork and all that. So this journey, took about 6 months, going all across the country. The tourism board didn't really know either, like how is this all going to work out, but everything worked out with the help of people. On the right side you see me on the very east in Newfoundland at plus 30 degrees weather, which is very pleasant obviously, and on the left side you see me on the border with Alaska in the Yukon, on a frozen Yukon river, basically making it to the end of my journey. So I had to find a way, of course, for the destination to also take part, and that's how I come up with destination challenges. So basically, a destination gives me different tasks and challenges per day, and they're usually linked to certain activities they would like to highlight or not. Like below you see the Devil's Lake that I had to find here in Latvia, for example. In Trentino, I had to learn how to make pasta from scratch, and I can tell you it's really, really hard. My respect for Italian mothers and mamas went up highly. So the past years, 10 years, I've been going all around the world, doing different destination challenges with different countries, cities, and regions. Now, what's important here also is that all these challenges, destination challenges, they're linked with each other with one hashtag. So you see everything happening in the moment, but when people actually click the hashtag, they can still find all the content, all the different challenges from the past years. So it also kind of works long term. And yeah, that brought me to Latvia for a 3rd time last of August, where I was doing another destination challenges campaign of 5 days. This is in Liepāja, where I had to go for a sneaky, I called it a Baltic dip, which is quite chilly, I have to say. So I did that. I met the Sweetie people, and there I had to kind of sing with them. This is traditional Sweetie outfit. And how are you?
Yeah.
We sing a song?
Yeah. Labi?
Labi? Good, good. Labi, labi. Ready, ready.
Šī vietiņa man patika, te es gribu padziedāti. Šī vietiņa man patika, te es gribu padziedāti. Te ļautiņi klausījās atklāstami mutītēmi. Te ļautiņi klausījās atklāstami mutītēmi. Ko mēs laba vēlēsim ciemiņam šodieniņu? Ko mēs laba vēlēsim ciemiņam šodieniņu? lai ir laba veselība, lai darbiņi paveicās. Lai ir laba veselība, lai darbiņi paveicās. Super.
Yeah, wait, and I'm actually trying
now I
that
have to try and sing a song for you. But unfortunately, I do not speak Latvian, so I have to do it in English. So it's very nice to meet you all today. And maybe we can go for a drink now, or is it too early in the day?
Yeah, so that was a challenge completed, I think. Yeah, and then it kind of took me further around Latvia. Yeah, I came to the town of Dundaga, where I then had to figure out or learned that the most famous person living there, or like the Crocodile Dundee is inspired on a person that came from Dundaga, and that was all with the help of Angela. She reached out to me on Facebook and said, oh yeah, I want to help you. So we met up, and then we went on a bit of a Crocodile Dundee adventure in Dundaga. Also here, we had to find the widest waterfall in Europe, which I did, and these lovely ladies here, I met them along the way that we were crossing, and as you can see, she's already a little bit older, but she was very determined on making it to the other side. And so I made a video about this as well, and just to show you a little bit of numbers. So you can see there's 41,000 people that were reached with just this one Facebook post, more than 1,300 reactions, almost 300 shares, so people really are enjoying genuine and like real stories like this, and like to share that. This is in Latgale, where at the end of the season, the challenge was actually to find farmers that would allow me to join them in harvesting potatoes. Yeah, also there, out of the community, people were sending me addresses and connecting me with their friends. And Paul and I, the guy with the fork, he joined me. He's from Germany, and we spent an afternoon actually farming in the countryside. Yeah, after that, you of course go for refreshing or sauna. Now, because numbers are of course also important, people always wonder, yeah, okay, you have like in total 20,000 followers. Followers is important, but what's more important is people that actually you build a community, and the community will be there to support you. They like, comment, and share, and that results in a far wider reach. As you can see here, 260,000 post impressions. This is about the last campaign we did in August here in Latvia, and over 18,000 people reacting, likes, comments, shares, and clicks. And then people always ask me, okay, yeah, but what's all that worth and how do you value that? That's very simple. It's worth 24,791 euro in earned media value. How do I know that? Because the good people in Canada, they gave me how they calculate their return on investment in working with content creators with this very simple formula where you have the impressions, there's a CPM value, and an engagement factor that you multiply. So if you're interested in valuing your campaigns as well, please use this formula. It works really well. It's easy to apply and to compare the success of certain campaigns. Yeah, so again, like all the destination challenges I've been doing in different places around the world, here you see a bit of a collection with all the videos. Some do better than others, depends a little bit on the topic. But yeah, like also on Facebook now I start to group all the destination challenges videos in a list, so people keep finding it over and over. The press likes it. Whenever they see something about a destination putting a person to the test, they kind of like to know more about it, and they also write about it. It's been in Spiegel Online. It's been on 3 times, I think, in Global News in Canada. And that was just from a month ago in Edmonton, also there for a radio interview, and then an article came out of that. Now, the question is, of course, how do you build a community and how do you spark it? I think that's really important to know. Social media is not like print, radio, or television. I think I like to compare it with a huge bar where everybody kind of like knows everybody, and people talk to each other. And you can't just walk into the bar like that guy on the right. You can say, let's say it's Yanis. And Janis is new in town, and he goes to the local bar, and he walks up to these 2 guys, as you see in the photo, and he's like, hey, do you want to buy a car? That's not gonna work. Yeah, you can see their faces. They're like, what? Who are you? What are you? What do you do? Explain me a little bit more. And that's basically really important. It has to be relevant whenever you talk to somebody, or the message you give has to be relevant to what you do, to who you talk to, and keep that in mind. You have to validate the community. So when people comment, when they like, when they share something, say thank you, respond to messages, reshare when somebody posts a beautiful photo of a destination, reshare it on your own page. It's a form of giving back. So you validate these people. They have an emotional connection more, and they will keep following and paying attention to whatever you put out there. Be helpful. You know, it's just if you know best what to do in a destination, and also like all the how to get there, budget tips. If you have blog posts about it, share those on your pages. Or if you know good articles about it, also share that through your channels. It's good to give. It always kind of come back. Another thing that I don't see happen often, and I think it's very powerful, is to bring the online connection. You already have thousands of people on your page or community that are interested, that showed interest in a destination. Try to bring those people together, you know, like from in real life. Bring the online connection to offline. And I have a short video about that as well, where I was once in Melbourne, and I had to, the challenge was to bring people together for a flash mob on a tram, and also to show you how people like to be part of something.
We are your friends. You'll never be alone again. Well, come on. Well, come on. Well, come on. Well, come on. Because we are your friends. You'll never be alone again.
So that turned into a real big party on that tram, and I just show this because, to say that people, our community likes to be part of activities somewhere, so don't be afraid to reach out again. What's important as well is to aggregate. You basically, as a destination, you find all kinds of content online. People share videos, photos, share it on your page. It gives, like, people love it. And it gives you as a destination also more credibility, because it's not you talking about you, it's somebody else talking about your destination. Another thing that I think is often not applied is to facilitate. So basically you have hashtags and handles. You can put it on print, buildings, activities, or transport and vehicles. And people can engage with that as well. So this is just a photo from last week. I was in WTM in London, and I got these, so this is Rose, my van from Canada, is now in Berlin. I was in London, and then suddenly I got these messages on Instagram. It's like, hey, I don't want to alarm you, but your bus Rose, they call the name, so people are already linked to the name, is standing in a no parking zone. There are going to be some road works. So they started building some fences around it. So people noticed and decided to let me know. Why? Because my handle is on the back of the van. I then had to call a towing service to get the van out of the way. So I did that. And so this happened. So the van is on its way out, and there's somebody in the neighborhood, hey, I just want to let you know that they're taking your car. Luckily, I was aware of it, but yeah, so people are paying attention in the community they live in, and they like to help each other. Here you see a photo of basically my friend Volker, who helped with moving the van, and then that's a guy who actually sent an email as well, who lived just around the corner. I think it's important, to team up, work together, work with content creators, but also work with your partners locally, the local activities you're promoting, cities, regions, and together you will have a much bigger impact on campaigns. And yeah, be patient. It takes time to build a community. Like all the dream sometimes cases you see where people get out of nowhere, 100,000 followers, you can put a big question marks behind it, how they got there. Building a community takes time and a lot of effort and engagement into the community. And about leveraging communities, I think you guys know very well how to do that. You've done it before, and I think working together always gets you a lot further. Thanks a lot for your attention. You can be part of the adventure also on social media. And if you have any questions, you can meet me afterwards, or you can ask me any questions right now as well. Thank you.
Paldies. Thank you very much.